Some like it hot.
That's the only way that I like it.
Others, hotter still.
That was good.
And a few have taste buds that know no boundaries.
When does it hit?
No matter what the case, anyone passionate about peppers is sure to please their palate here.
Welcome to Fort Worth and the Fiery Food Challenge.
This heated competition has folks all fired up.
We make sauces, salsas, spices, barbecues.
It's the largest of its kind.
Best way to taste salsa is just to take a big spoonful.
Hundreds of heated, flavorful, and unique products are tasted, rated,
I love it's too hot to rate.
often admired,
The endorphin rush is kicking in now.
and sometimes shunned.
Not this one.
This year, they're pushing the envelope,
This is the absolute hottest thing that we have entered.
and maybe their luck.
Hopefully we won't need to call the ambulance.
After the scores are tallied, the best of the bunch will be recognized. Many taking the Golden Chili, the industry's most coveted award.
It's tough to win these awards. They're not just giving them away down here.
But only one can rise above them all as the Sauce Supreme.
It's what matters to me. It's my passion. It's my life.
The Oscars of the zesty foods world next.
Oh my God.
For anyone who likes a little zing with their zest,
Oh my gosh! Here, give her some milk.
there's a fine line between pleasure and pain. And for some people, a point where the two intersect.
You know, it's a good pain. It's like, hi, I'm hot, I'm here. Pay attention to me, because this is Hotsville.
The heat is on at the Fiery Food Challenge.
Some of them we don't know how hot they are, but we're about to find out.
Although it's going to take more than flames to engulf this discriminating crowd. These folks want flavor,
It had no taste.
Had no taste.
It was all fire. It was all heat.
aroma, an enticing appearance, and texture too.
How are you going to make it stick on the meat?
All things that will be rated when the judges score the sauces during this blind tasting.
The ballots are based on appearance, aroma, texture, flavor, heat, overall impression.
Competing at this year's showdown, a record turnout. 803 products in 73 categories. Evidence of the explosive growth in this industry.
Originally, we started out with around 200 products. Last year we had 500, this year we have 800, so it's really growing exponentially each year.
Categories range from the expected barbecue sauces, salsas, and condiments to the more obscure drink mixes and snacks.
A little spice in anything's a good thing.
The contest is a highlight of the International Zesty Foods Show, or ZestFest, hosted by Chili Pepper Magazine.
This industry has blue sky ahead of it for years because of the eating trends in America. People cannot get enough hot sauces, salsa, hot snacks, hot pretzels, hot pickles, etc.
Oh, that's hot.
Hello, welcome to Fort Worth, Texas.
The annual trade show takes place in Fort Worth, Texas, a town with a rich history and a special flair for spicy food.
It's hot, it's good.
We Texans like to use a lot of spices and seasoning that will tickle the taste buds and allow you to experience a food in a way that you wouldn't normally do.
The public is encouraged to sample it all, along with the manufacturers, distributors, and collectors mingling through the aisles.
These buyers that are here today, they're looking for those products that have won awards. They want to put winners in their stores.
For companies trying to put or keep their products in the mix, this year's competition is serious business.
We've won several of the awards, and it has probably been the catalyst that has pushed us into the business in a big way, because it's an immediate endorsement for your product.
But here in Hotsville, business is also pleasure. And there's plenty of evidence of that in the judging area. The 3-day party is just getting started. 150 judges volunteered their time. Groups of them will taste in shifts.
Steamy glasses. Hot stuff.
With more than 800 products, there's not enough time for each group to try each product. So for each product, 6 samples are distributed, and no 6 people seem to react the same.
It kind of burns the back of your throat.
No, not at all.
Some judges have a high tolerance for heat.
Put some new life in Texas roadkill.
One of them is food critic and self-proclaimed chili head, Don Patterson.
It's the unanticipated, the unexpected. You know, how rough is it really going to be?
He helped recruit the judges. Don says if there's one thing they all have in common, it's a love of surprise.
That one just kind of, all of a sudden, just bites. You think, oh, that's not bad. Oh, I say, oh, whoa.
Some people have their limits.
Not this one.
And their favorites.
I kind of favor the flavor of habanero and the heat, but as long as they don't, put a whole bunch of habaneros in there.
Born and raised in New Mexico, Jim Chambers learned early on how a little fire can perk up a platter.
You can cook a slab of ribs on the smoker, and if you don't put anything on them besides salt and pepper, you just got a slab of ribs. But if you put some sweet heat on those ribs, it makes them nice.
It's a true hodgepodge of palates.
We have everything from food writers, food critics, chefs, restaurant owners, really anybody that has to do with the food industry.
Some judges even have their own product lines, like Chip Hearn.
This is the ultimate burn, just real simple, real fun. It's just hot as a predator. This is the national champion also, and it's like a killer. It's gonna bite you.
This spicy food veteran comes from a long line of restaurateurs.
I really love things that I can marinate with, and I can make that meat or make that food taste better. And that's what the Zesty Food Show is all about.
He set up a display at the trade show, but took himself out of the competition this year to judge.
Medium. We got the wrong place.
We'll meet some of the competing vendors when we return. Hot sauce heavyweights like Blair Gardner are back this year, along with some rising stars like Jazz Gourmet Foods, plus a few newcomers. And they're all fired up for the showdown. There's much more ahead. Stay with us.
The best hot sauce in the world.
Endorphins are flowing and taste buds are tingling in Fort Worth, Texas, where they're all fired up about the contest at ZestFest. The judges are making their way through hundreds of samples.
Hey, okay. All right, open your mouth. This is like some twisted frat party. That's much better.
Meanwhile, some of the competitors are mixing it up with their fans at the trade show. John Hard, creator of K-John's, is debuting 2 new sauces this year.
We have the world's first white hot sauce, Frostbite.
He won't reveal the ingredients in Frostbite, but shares another secret.
This is actually one of the mistakes in trying to make this sauce. We put the wrong ingredient in here, and we have a totally clear hot sauce here that when we turn it upside down, looks like a lava lamp. The first hot sauce you can play with.
While he loves to play with fire, John prides himself on making flavorful products. Some in colorful bottles for his novelty line.
Kiss of Fire, which is made with Scotch bonnet, which is a relative of the habanero. This is actually a Jamaican recipe that has onions, garlic, mustard, and the Scotch bonnets. It's a great additive to food. People think you just put this on food, but you can actually cook with these sauces and put it in grandma's gravy if you want to kick it up a little bit.
A growing, insatiable appetite for heat has spawned a new breed of collector.
People collect stamps, coins, and whatnot. Hot sauce is my thing because I like, hot food.
Eric Johnson says he has an extensive collection of over 200 hot sauces gathered over the past 6 years.
I got about 40 bottles in my refrigerator right now of different kinds of hot sauces.
Eric?
According to his wife Janet, variety is definitely the spice in his dinners.
because like when we're doing dinner or whatever, he'll say, go in there and get me Dave's Insanity, or go get me this one, or what have you. You know, there's a specific one, and if I bring the wrong one, he's like, no, I don't want that one.
Eric has stocked up at this show, like a kid in a candy store.
Within the first 20 minutes, we've already filled up one bag, and this is our second day out here.
He also managed to meet a few of his idols.
I met Dave of Dave's Insanity. Got a picture with him, got a picture with Blair.
Dave Hirschkopf and Blair Gardner are two of the veterans in the zesty foods world who continue to push the boundaries.
And I'm here to do it. I'm the one that's going to make you go there.
With what some might call a twisted sense of taste.
And it's just sort of another sensation, you know, eating, you know, has only so many flavors and smells, and the heat gives it a whole nother dimension.
Medium. We got the wrong place.
Blair says he favors 5 or 6 types of chilies, including habaneros, chipotles, and jalapenos. To bring out their flavor and balance the heat, he might mix in ginger, guava, or molasses. Although nothing could balance the heat in his prized possession.
This is my 6 a.m. reserve, and in it you have what is incredible, but it's 16 pure million Scoville units. And you can see the pure capsaicin crystals in there.
Scoville units indicate the degree of heat in these products. The number reflects the units of sugar water that it would take to neutralize the heat. At 16 million Scovilles, Blair's latest reserve is inedible.
If you left chili on the stove for 3 days and it gets hotter and hotter and hotter, we just take this to the umpteenth level of making it hotter and hotter and hotter and extracting all of just the pure capsaicinoids. So all you're left with is what's given you the incredible, incredible burn.
The product could be used as an additive, though, for anyone who dares.
I'm going to give you a little bit of the sudden death.
While the heroes of heat continue to raise the bar for their fans, others are attracting their own audiences with milder alternatives.
I'm going to use the apricot. This seems to be a very popular sauce this year.
In this demonstration, Mary Carter of Jazz Gourmet Foods is showing how her honey jalapeno apricot sauce might spice up a chicken roll-up.
Then we're going to bake it at 350 for half hour. When it's done, it'll look like this.
Mary started her business a few years ago and soon after had several awards to show for it. She's coming up with new products all the time, including a book this year on how to start your own food business.
I'm hoping that, we're able to help more people learn about the business and hopefully get their family recipes up and join the family, you know. The zesty world is wonderful.
Among the recent additions to the family are Jill Infrazato and Roger Simpson, or Band and Bakery Inc., direct from Hawaii.
Hula girl, the best hot sauce in the world.
This is their first year at the competition. The couple owns a bakery that specializes in shortbreads and snacks. They like to combine local flair with fire. Besides the desserts, they also entered their Hula Girl hot sauce, mainly a mix of chipotles and habaneros.
Came here actually looking for distributors who might be interested in it. We know there's a million pepper sauces out there. We just thought we'd put ours into the mix and see what happened.
Stay with us to find out what does happen.
Every time I think it's gone, it comes back.
When we come back, we'll eat, drink,
That is a Bloody Mary.
and be merry with dozens of judges who are all fired up about the cook-off and the drink mix entries. A heated happy hour next.
Grab that horn. You make sure you don't go all the way over on the other side.
Time to saddle up
The stirrups ain't adjusted right. It's made for a tall Texan.
and sling 'em back in Fort Worth, Texas. It's happy hour at the Fiery Food Challenge on day 2 of this heated competition.
That is a Bloody Mary. By golly. By golly.
The judges are now rating cocktail mixes in some spicy drinks that they're serving up at the H3 Ranch.
Pretty hot. Yeah, I'm still enjoying it. Made for the rest of the day, as a matter of fact.
This hot spot is in the heart of the historic stockyards, where it's said the West begins.
This is Pecos Bill, world famous Texas Longhorn.
Here, steam trains still whistle. Cattle are herded through the streets. Police ride horseback. And townfolk dress to impress. No one has to walk very far to find a good steakhouse, and the H3 Ranch is at the top of the list. Today, chefs Mark DePetris and Eric Sawyer are preparing items for the cook-off part of the competition. The dishes will showcase 105 entries in 11 categories. Today's menu includes chili, soup, and wings, among other starters. For the main course, chicken and steak grilled over a wood-burning fire. All of it seasoned and served with the various glazes, marinades, rubs, dips, and barbecue sauces entered in this showdown.
And you got 3 steaks going right here.
It's a lot to coordinate for the chefs, yet they remain cool under fire. Back at the bar, hotel manager Ron Reinhardt has his hands full also, making margaritas, Bloody Marys, daiquiris, and other cocktails that contain the competing mixes. 25 beverage entries are keeping him busy.
The more you drink, the worse it gets.
The judges have their set of challenges too.
But how do you judge heat of a frozen drink?
There isn't any.
There's no heat.
There's no heat.
So we can't fault them for that, can we?
While this is mostly a beer and margarita town, the manager says he's getting new ideas.
I've already spoke to my bar manager about a couple of those mango ones, so we're definitely going to take a look at a couple of these and see what we can do about getting a couple of them in.
The finger food, meanwhile, is just about ready. After pulling the wings out of the fryer and giving them a good shake, Eric gives them a good coating of sauce, swirls them around a few times, and sends them on their way.
It doesn't have the sour taste that you normally find with chicken wings. Right.
He says he waits until the end to add the sauce because it would just get lost in the grease otherwise.
92.
The chefs did, however, marinate some of the chicken. This cut was soaked in jerk seasoning that includes peppers, cinnamon, cumin, and nutmeg.
The sugar in this jerk seasoning just forms a real nice crust on there. You see that?
To get that flavorful char and the attractive grill marks, Eric says they always make sure to work over a hot grill.
Especially when you're grilling steaks, it's gonna really put a good sear on the steak, let the outside caramelize a little bit. It's gonna hold in all that juice and the flavors. If you slow cook it, it tends to bake a little bit more. You don't get a good sear on the outside, and it just doesn't chew as well.
He waits to add the barbecue sauces, pouring them on once the meat is fairly cooked.
I leave them on just for a minute to let the sauce glaze up, get a little bit thicker on the steak.
Barbecue sauce has a lot of sugar. That's the biggest error people make is they put it on before they put it on the grill. That sugar burns really fast before the meat can cook.
They also had to be careful to put just the right amount of sauce on so it wasn't too strong or too weak. But it's hard to please everyone when it seems no two people have the same heat tolerance.
Look how red he's turning.
Miss Fort Worth Teen USA is among the judges putting her taste buds on the line for this good cause.
It's really hot.
Rachel Ringnahl doesn't drink milk, so she reaches for the water to get relief.
That's really hot.
When that doesn't work, she tries sugar. Sugar is one of the best heat busters, either straight or disguised, like in grapes.
Every time I think it's gone, it comes back. She's tearing up.
Dairy does the trick too. Milk or whipped cream can bring instant relief. Water, not so much.
More water.
After 5 minutes trying to beat the heat, Rachel finally admits defeat.
That was warm. Have no taste buds. Have no feeling in my lips or my tongue.
But this tough Texan eventually triumphs,
We wouldn't do it if we didn't love you.
takes back her tongue, and touts her town spirit.
Welcome to Fort Worth and the fiery
challenge.
Will the victories continue as the temperature rises? The sauces get hotter and the judges get bolder.
8 times hotter than anything we've had at all here today.
They're all fired up for the XXX category next. And later, some sauces that are off the charts.
Could be the first person that's been killed at the Fiery Food Challenge.
The survival of the fittest when we come back.
I'm serious, no more than a pin drop. Toothpick tip.
Stay with us. From hootin' hot meat moppin' sauce to wango tango jump up and kick yo butt belly cheer, there seems to be one common theme with the competing sauces at the International Zesty Food Show. Pain is good.
God forgive them, for they did not know what they did.
The hotter the sauces, the more energized the crowd here in the judging area at this sizzling showdown.
I love this. Too hot to rate. Oh man, that is bad.
The revolving crew of tasters has been hard at work in Fort Worth, Texas for the last 2 days.
All right.
Now, day 3, the end is finally near. With 803 entries in 73 categories,
He's been sweating ever since he sat down.
Yeah, that one was pretty hot.
the judges barely have time to recover between samples.
Yeah, I feel a little better. It was hot at first, but now I'm doing okay.
Just a few minutes to tame the heat before the next round arrives.
Ready for some salsa?
But they press on, even when they detect danger, tasting with trepidation just a tad at a time on the tip of their tongues. And when even that's too much, they rely on the healing power of grapes, cheese, and sometimes a straight shot of whipped cream. It's 1 part trauma,
God almighty.
2 parts fun. Seems there's just something comical about watching someone else sweat.
Oh, it's getting hotter.
Laughs aside, these judges do take their role seriously.
That's a real tail kicker.
A win here can put a new entrepreneur on the map or keep some old favorites on grocery store shelves. There'll be winners in each of the 73 categories and one standout. The sauce with the highest points is named the overall winner. The entries are judged for taste, heat, texture, appearance, aroma, creativity, and overall impression. At this blind tasting, all entries are numbered, so judges don't know which products they're rating. But there are no secrets at the trade show, where competitors try to draw in the crowd with tasty samples, lavish displays, and clever packaging. Many go for a theme, like the Judicial Flavors line.
Well, the way I denote the heat on my products is I have a gavel, a heatometer. It starts with an infraction, that'd be your mild, then a misdemeanor, then a wobbler. A wobbler is something that could be a misdemeanor or a felony. Then you have a felony from the mildest to the hottest. Would be under the influence, contempt of court, lawyer's breath, shyster sauce barbecue, jump and bail. The hot ones are so sumi and bailiff brutality.
Wendell Peters is an attorney by day, hot sauce huckster by night.
And I have had people write me from prison wanting to know if I can send them sauce, but however, I've not put it in plastic bottles yet, so.
He says he based his line on the chili head that looks for flavor, and later added a few for those customers that demanded more heat.
It's hot, it's good. So we did bailiff brutality in their honor, and it'll knock you to your knees. If you're getting into bailiff brutality or like a so sumi, you've got to be into pain. There's no other reason, because it's hateful.
Wendell says he'll continue to raise the bar as long as the orders keep coming.
We're working on, real excited about is a new one called Liquid Assets, which will be for those that really savor the pain and want to have their face implode. That'll work.
That's some good stuff. It's good.
So why do so many people savor the pain? Apparently, for the high that comes afterward.
I mean, the theory is that your brain thinks that something's wrong. A part of the body tells it something's wrong, and it sends endorphins to that part of the body. When they get there, there's nothing wrong, so you feel good.
If fire is feel-good food, the judges should be feeling fine right about now.
This is very, very hot. See the X's? Really be careful.
We are about to try the hottest categories of the Fiery Food Challenge.
They're rating the XXX category, some of the hottest this show has to offer.
We've got Megadeth.
It's hot.
Kaboom, Too Hot. Z. There's Nothing Beyond. We've got Hell and Back Hot Sauce. Warning, extremely hot. Used as a food supplement only. One drop at a time. Avoid contact with eyes and sensitive areas. Use responsibly.
Curl the damn spoon up.
Keep away from children. You don't know hot until you've done hard time. So this one is another one that could be dangerous.
If the hat's cussing, you know it's hot.
Man, that's the hottest sauce
One bottle of XXX
I've ever tried for that little bitty bite.
I'm done.
could last a year, maybe even longer for the heat challenged.
I've never tasted anything that hot before in my entire life. And I never will again. I'm done. I quit.
Kettering Perry volunteered to judge, along with many of his culinary classmates from the Art Institute of Dallas. He says he loves cooking.
And I can do it every day for nothing, you know. That's how my heart is about cooking.
And today, he gained a new respect for peppers.
The second one was just ridiculous. I don't know how to explain that one, but it still has my chest burning, my mouth. Oh my God. Automatically, as soon as it hit my tongue, that was it. I couldn't take anything else. I couldn't drink no water. Because every time I breathe, I can feel the heat. My throat.
Needless to say, Kettering won't be volunteering for the next, the most hot, the final round at this showdown.
Of course, they don't know what it is, but we've told them that it is the hottest product probably on the planet.
It's the round that redefines contest boundaries.
They've signed their waiver, and they said they're ready, so we'll see.
Even coordinators must take every necessary precaution so as not to breathe in or expose their skin to this potentially lethal liquid.
I can actually feel it in my eyes a little bit, fumes, and that's probably enough to kill somebody right there.
Still, 5 brave souls are all fired up to go where few men have gone before. Stay with us to see who lives to tell.
Okay, we'll see if it's as hot as they say it is.
Better them than me. No doubt that's what dozens of judges are thinking right now as they gather around the Fearless 5 at the Fiery Food Challenge.
Hopefully we won't need to call the ambulance. Honestly, I'm scared.
Of all the brave souls who volunteered to judge at this competition, only 5 are willing to step forward to sample a product called The Source.
You can see how thick that is. You don't want to get it on you.
The potion is one of the hottest in the world. It's produced in Kansas City by Original Juan Specialty Foods.
anybody that tries the Source or any of these extracts, they must have a cast iron tongue.
To get the full effect, the judges will be taking it straight, something the manufacturer would not recommend.
My advice is keep it off your hands and out of your mouth.
The warnings are everywhere. Eat at your own risk.
There are disclaimers all over this jar of the Source. One here, one here, one right here. So you have to go through a litany of warnings before you can get to this 1 ounce bottle.
Like many of the XXX products here, the Source is actually intended as an additive.
What you're supposed to do is, if you make a pot of chili, it tastes great, and you want it a little bit hotter, how do you do that without changing the flavor profile? Well, you add 1 drop of these extracts, which are just cooked down peppers that all the liquid is taken out. It ends up being almost as thick as tar, and you use 1 drop per 5 gallons of chili.
The Source is virtually off the charts in terms of Scoville units, a term used to measure heat.
It's 7 million Scoville units. A jalapeno pepper is 5,000.
The measuring technique was developed by Wilbur Scoville in 1912 and is still used today by manufacturers.
So he actually figured out a scale where you added sugar water to the heat product, and however many units of sugar water it took, so you no longer felt or tasted the heat, was the Scoville rating. So if you see that Tabasco sauce is 5,000 Scoville units, it means you can take 1 unit of Tabasco, mix 5,000 units of sugar water with it, and you no longer taste the heat.
Chip Hearn, a manufacturer who opted to judge rather than compete this year, believes that humans can only handle so many Scoville units. For him, there is a limit.
You go to that killer level now where the Source is 7 million. That's uneatable. We level it off at 357,000 Scoville units, which is the level that we don't go above. Once you get above that, we make you sign a waiver before you even buy it. Because our view then is it's no longer a hot sauce, it's now an additive.
It's quite a gap between his limit of 357,000 and the 7.1 million Scoville units in the Source. Yet, 5 men are about to bridge that gap before their peers.
A little spoon or something.
Each was instructed to try only a pin drop.
You need something to take also right after you eat it, because it could blister your tongue.
They all taste it at once. The reaction is a delayed one.
It'll last for a while.
The other $3.99 was hotter, wasn't it?
Although right away, there's evidence that some have a stronger heat tolerance than others.
This is what hell tastes like.
After seeing that the men survived, curiosity gets the best of Rebecca Miller.
Yeah, it's hot. Look at you, he's crying.
I need a napkin.
Carol Ritchie decides to live dangerously too.
Yeah, that's hot. Oh, that's hot.
Hey, okay. All right, open your mouth. Stick your tongue out.
Could you taste it?
Cheers, Mike. That's really hot, man.
There was a real nice flavor to it. And then the hot kicked in. I'll never taste anything again now. It just keeps getting hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter.
There's no going back now.
It doesn't cool down. No, nothing's helped yet.
Meanwhile, some of the men reflect.
It was hot. It just kept getting hotter and hotter. It's still there, but it's almost gone. So
It doesn't have a taste, it's just all heat. And it was the hottest thing I've ever had in my face.
Brian Wallace took it the hardest.
I need a napkin.
And he's got the lip ring to prove it.
Oh, I feel like I hit fire. It's so hot, I couldn't believe it. I've had hot sauce before, that was nothing compared to it. Oh my God. Well, at first it was just kind of light. You know, I was like, I can handle this. And then just a wave of heat just totally took me over. I couldn't handle it.
Brian blames the peer pressure, saying his friends urged him to try more than a pin drop.
I could taste it. It was just like an oil. You know, then I don't know how to explain it. A demon grew in my mouth and started killing me. That's the only way I could describe it. It's so hot. I took too much.
This coming from a guy who once consumed pepper spray.
It's worse than pepper spray, and I've had pepper spray.
He says he'll never try the source again, but doesn't regret it.
I can tell people now, I've had the hottest thing in the world. The endorphin rush is kicking in now. It's feeling good now.
Carol is also feeling pretty good now.
You know what? It feels good. It does.
Rebecca is fine too, at least she hopes.
8 times hotter than anything we've had at all here today. 7 million?
You always save the best till last.
We need to go get x-rays now, so are we going to be okay?
While these two were the only female judges to try the source, other women are stepping forward at the trade show and making the manufacturer proud.
When does it hit?
But I gotta do shake your hand because there's not too many that can handle that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. She must be
Isn't that right,
from here.
RJ?
It's hot. It's good.
The public still has the weekend to test their limits, but the show is over in the judging area. The scores are tallied. It's time to announce the winners. Which products have the judges all fired up? With 803 entries in 73 categories, there are plenty of golden chilies to go around. And one that's worth more than all the rest. The best hot sauce in the nation, and many other winners are named next.
That was good.
My whole mouth is just numb.
The judges felt the heat like never before.
Honey, don't ask me to kiss you for a couple of months.
At this year's Fiery Food Challenge. Sampling sauces that were mixed, blended, basted, and served straight up for 3 straight days. The marathon left their taste buds tattered, lips raw, and tongues numb.
Have no taste buds. Have no feeling in my lips or my tongue.
But in their relentless quest for zest, the judges forged ahead, tasting more than 800 products to find this year's best at the International Zesty Foods Show. The trade show continues through the weekend, but the competition is over, and the moment everyone has been waiting for has arrived.
Well, what's going on tonight is the Academy Awards, really, of the hot, spicy, zesty food industry.
Joel Gregory, publisher of Chili Pepper Magazine, will be announcing the many winners in 73 categories.
The first place winner is the Golden Chili, and of course, the biggest of all the winners is the overall winner.
In addition to the Golden Chilies, first place winners get a listing in the magazine, plus rights to use a special seal to advertise the award on their packaging. This is the longest running and most prestigious competition in the zesty foods world, and the Golden Chili is worth its weight.
We've won several of the awards, and it has probably been the catalyst that has pushed us into the business in a big way, because it's an immediate endorsement for your product.
Fiery Food Challenge winners by category.
And the endorsements keep coming for K-John's Fiery Foods.
K-John's Fiery Foods, Irish Scream Barbecue Sauce.
Irish Scream won the alcohol-infused barbecue sauce category. And more awards followed, including one for barbecue sauce smoked.
K-John's Fiery Foods, Kaboom Bio-Q Sauce, Spicy.
John Hard won 5 awards altogether.
Second place, K-John's Fiery Foods, Ace.
But when it came to the XXX categories, hot sauce veteran Blair Gardner came out on top.
And first place, Blair's Q Heat Chipotle Slam.
He took 9 awards in all, including a few in the snack category for his habanero and buffalo wing potato chips. There were also some newcomers who made a name for themselves tonight.
Trace Gringus, I Chihuahua.
Tres Gringos has been in business less than a year. They won the Chili Specific barbecue sauce category using chili piquins.
Eat Me Gourmet, Holy Smoke Teriyaki Kit.
Eat Me Gourmet batted 1,000.
Eat Me Gourmet, Holy Smoke Caramel Fire.
All 10 sauces the company submitted took an award. Their Holy Smoke Caramel Fire took the Golden Chili in dessert sauce, and Fat Bastard Cattle Cover won for condiment meat sauce.
Band and Bakery Inc., Hula Girl Chipotle, Habanero Hot Sauce.
First-time competitors Band and Bakery Inc. took a Golden Chili for some habanero hot sauce.
First place, Sharky's Hot Sauces and Marinades Inc.
And Sharky's Hot Sauces and Marinades shined in the Hot Sauce General category. The owner recently read the book, How to Start Your Own Food Business, written by a competitor, Mary Carter, owner of Jazz Gourmet Foods.
It's Jazz Gourmet Foods Inc., Jazz Honey Jalapeno Apricot.
Mary had another great year, walking away with 12 awards, including one for the book. These were only a few of the winners. There were lots of happy faces here tonight. Now, one sauce will be singled out as the overall winner. It's the entry that received the highest score of all 800+ entries. The entries at this blind tasting were judged for taste, heat, texture, appearance, aroma, creativity, and overall impression. Did one of the hot sauce heavyweights wow the judges? Or did a newcomer steal their fire this year? The sauce unsurpassed?
Best overall winner, Band and Bakery Inc., Hula Girl Chipotle Habanero Hot Sauce.
Jill Infrazato and her husband Roger Simpson are seemingly stunned. They entered a few sauces along with their baked goods, thinking it was a long shot, but a shot worth taking, and the gamble paid off.
We didn't expect to do
expect nothing.
This is just like outside of the universe for us.
Now, one of their Hula Girl hot sauces will take center stage.
Ah, yes, Hula Girl hot sauce. Hot, but not too hot.
The winners say it's nothing too complicated, predominantly a mix of habaneros and chipotles.
I think the combination of
the combination of the two just happened to be this year's favorite choice or something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
As they recover from the shock, celebration erupts elsewhere.
I can't believe it.
Oh my gosh.
What better could I get than 3 Golden Chili Awards? What's better? Nothing.
I'm retiring from my day job to pursue this full time.
And we won a first place.
This is really a Cinderella story.
These are wonderful. I love them. If I could wear them as a necklace, I would.
This is what I live for. This is what I eat for. This is it. This makes me the happiest man on the planet Earth.
So where will it all lead?
Sales, I hope. I think that's the real award is if people really buy your stuff and enjoy it.
Would you like to try it?
Yeah, of course.
Well, help yourself.
2 will ride the wave of success all the way home to Hawaii, while the others strategize how to beat them next year.
The best hot sauce in the world.